Hey everybody, hope this finds you well. We're going to read another story this week, and I really want to emphasize the importance of you guys listening along and re-listen if you need to listen to it again, you guys. These videos, you can go back and listen to them, okay? It's not a one time and then done. We really want to understand what's being read to us because this is important things that we're going to need for our quizzes and to remember even moving forward in the third grade, okay? So today's story that we're going to be reading is about something that was really important for people who can't, what does that mean? Can't hear, deaf people. We're going to be reading about sign language because we read before about Helen Keller, right? And Helen Keller was deaf, okay? So we're going to read a little bit more about sign language and learn a little bit more about where sign language came from, all right? You guys ready? Remember, listen to it again if you need to and really focus during this time. Try to go away from parents or pets or siblings if you can't focus. I'm going to give you a second to do that before I get started. Ready? Okay, in a nice quiet spot, I hope that that's where you are. So I'm sharing my screen with you. You should be able to see my PowerPoint. I'm going to put it nice and big. So today we're going to be reading about sign language and hand talk, okay? And sign language is something that's really important because it's still used today. So we're going to be reading and learning a little bit about its history because that's what we're learning about right now is history, a lot of different things from the past. So here is the alphabet if you want to try it with me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q. We know R. S, T, U, V. W like water. X, Y, and Z. Now I'll link a video for you guys in your assignment after watching this video. We're going to be doing this for 2 days, okay? And I will link it so that you can go ahead and practice if you want to, and you can go back to that video just as well as this one. Now we have some vocabulary that we need to talk about. Communicate, say it. Communicate. Say it one more time. Communicate. It means to make thoughts and ideas known. So communicating your feelings to me or to your parents, if you're feeling frustrated or if you're feeling happy, it's good to communicate. It means to talk, okay? Whatever you're thinking, you need to communicate that out. It's better than keeping it in. Deaf. Say it. Deaf. Deaf means able to hear really little amounts or nothing at all. Some people are half deaf. They might be deaf in one ear, or they might be deaf in both ears. They could have hearing loss in one ear, and so they might have to hear you better with the other ear, okay? So that means that they're not able to hear, or they hear very little. Deaf. Inspiration. Say it. Inspiration. A good influence. It means something or someone that might inspire you to do something good, gives you an idea. So you get inspiration for ideas like drawing or writing books from other things or other people, and they're good influences for you. So an inspiration, how you got an idea, say it. Inspiration, how you got an idea. Sense, say it. Sense. Say it one more time. Sense. Not sense like money, but sense like a way of understanding the world through the senses, like smell, touch, hearing, seeing, and taste. So we have our 5 senses: sight, hear, smelling, taste, and touch. All of those are our senses. Sign language, a system of hand, face, and body movements to communicate. So people who use sign language don't only just use their hands. They don't go like this. They use their mouths, just like we do when we talk. They have to use body language. It shows if they're happy or sad or mad. So if I were to say, I just said I like you. If I were to go like this, does that look good? No. I want to smile. It makes you feel how they're feeling. So they use their face and their body too with their hands. Signing, the use of sign language. When people are actually talking, it's called signing. They're not signing their name, they're using sign language. Okay, so there's one picture here, tells us how to say eat. I could say, I'm eating, I can't remember how to say apple. I'll have to revisit that. So our text today is an informational text. We see real pictures, okay? So here I can tell I have a real person, and I also have this section right here, which is called what? The table of contents, right? That's telling us that we're gonna be learning about something. So what is the author's purpose? We have several times this last week that we had author's purpose in our reading. The author's purpose is to one of three things, right? It stands for PI. Is the author's purpose to persuade? Do it with me. Persuade, to change somebody's mind? Is it to inform, to teach somebody? Or is it to entertain, to make somebody feel like they're having fun? What is the purpose of an informational text most of the time? To inform us, to teach us something. We are going to be learning about sign language. Okay? The introduction. People have always used their hands to communicate. Communicate, remember, means to talk. Today, people still communicate with their hands. A police officer holds up a hand to stop a car. A dad waves his hand to say hello and goodbye. And a mom uses her hand to blow her son kisses. Mwah. We use our hands all the time. People who are deaf, who can't hear, or hard of hearing, use their hands to make letters and words. This kind of communication is called sign language. Sign language first started in the United States in 1815. We're going to need that. When did it start? In 1815. Say it one more time. 1815 in America. An American named Thomas Gaudet helped create American Sign Language. We're going to need that too. Thomas Gaudet. Thomas Gaudet. He helped create American Sign Language from French hand signs over in France, Native American hand signs, and other hand signs. So here we see a picture of Gaudet, and this is the college, a school for deaf students that was named after him. Learning sign language. Now look, on these pictures, we can learn how to say ball. This is ball. You could say, I like balls. Okay, what kind of balls? Blue, brown? So, learning sign language. Today, sign language is taught to deaf people. Remember, people who can't hear, from when they were very young. When a deaf child is playing ball with a parent, he uses two hands to make a sign for ball. The sign for ball is called a whole word sign. So they don't spell it out like this, B-A-L-L. They just say ball. It's easier that way than saying B-A-L-L. They use a whole hand sign. Deaf children also learn to use their fingers to make letters. They learn each letter of the alphabet. Making these different types of signs is called signing. Remember, people who are actually using sign language. Deaf children make up ABC stories to practice signing letters. For example, the sign for the letter A looks like an apple. The letter B is flat like a table. The letter C is an open mouth. This ABC story might be an apple sitting on a table, waiting for a mouth to eat it. As each new letter of the alphabet is learned, a new part of the story is added. Do it with me. A, B, C. Whole word signs are used to make sentences. Whole word signs are made by using hand movements, body movements, and changes in the face. Remember, the face is important. Signers watch people's hands, bodies, and faces. This helps them know what is being communicated. So this is telling us a sentence here. Let's practice. I go home now. Ready? I go home now. I go home now. It's pretty tricky. Ooh, here's another one. Drink. Babies who are not deaf also can learn to use sign language. Even if you're not deaf, you could still learn. Miss Carney took sign language in college. Babies can make signs before they can say words. Babies learn to shape their hands like a cup and pretend to take a drink like that. And that tells parents before babies can talk that they might want to drink. This sign tells parents that babies are thirsty. Babies also learn to make a fist when they want milk. Teaching signs to animals. Frank knows this one. Stop. Some other animals can understand hand signs. For example, a dog owner can teach a dog to stay. When the owner gives his dog the sign, the dog stays in one spot. Signs also can be used to make dog sit up, roll over, or lie down. So here, what this is showing is stay or stop. Frank knows it as both. Coco, a famous gorilla that has been taught to use sign language. Coco learned to sign when she was a baby. She has learned more than 1,000 signs. Coco can tell her trainer that she is hungry, thirsty, happy, or sad. So here is a picture of Coco. And it says, try this. Learn the signs for some words and practice by signing to a partner. Try this sign to see if your partner can tell what you are trying to communicate. What do you think they're trying to communicate? Is she hungry? Thirsty? Famous sign language users. So we learned about Helen Keller, you guys. Helen Keller could not see, right? She was blind and she was deaf. She used her sense of touch to communicate. People could use their fingers to sign letters on the palm of Helen's hand. So she actually used her palm and people would sign and she could feel them. Helen also would touch people's lips as they spoke. She understood what they were saying by the changing shape of their lips. Helen became an inspiration to many people. Many people were inspired by her and how she worked and persevered. Another person, Heather Whitestone. In 1994, Heather Whitestone became Miss America. She was the first deaf person to win the contest. She danced to music she couldn't hear. How can you dance to music you can't hear? Since winning the crown, Heather has spoken and written books about living as a deaf person. She is an inspiration to many people too. Many people are very much inspired by her because she showed that people who have more abnormal things in their lives happen to them, like being deaf or blind, they can still do things that ordinary people can do. William Ellsworth Hoy. William Ellsworth Hoy was the first deaf Major League Baseball player. Wow, a deaf baseball player. How would you hear the ball flying? In 1901, he hit the first Grand Slam home run in the American League. Hoy taught his team members sign language. So he made up many of the signs that coaches and players and umpires use today. You know how when you go to a baseball game, or even if you play baseball, some of you might see umpires going like this. That's sign language, you guys. And it was because of William Ellsworth Hoy. He taught his teammates sign language. In conclusion, everyone uses some kind of sign language or hand talk every day. Many deaf people communicate by signing. Babies, animals, and people who can hear also can learn to understand hand signs. All right. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that story. I'm going to show you additional stuff that you guys need to do. So in our document, we have these 2 pages. Do you see these 2 pages here? Author's purpose and things that you learned facts that you read and the questions that you might have. So day 1 today, you guys are going to be doing this portion. You're going to be filling out the author's purpose. So you're going to tell me what the author's purpose was. The reason the author wrote this story. What are 3 things? How come they wrote this story? You're going to type those here. 3 reasons the author wrote this story. Now think about the author's purpose. Was it to persuade? Was it to inform? Remember? Or was it to entertain? And you're going to write what that means. So if I were to type here that I thought the author was trying to teach us about sign language, what does it mean? What is sign language? The second portion, what things did you learn? You can go back to this story. I'm going to actually have this whole document for you guys, okay? Facts that you read. What are some facts that you read? And a question that you have. So 3 things you learned, 2 facts you read, and 1 question that you have. And don't forget to put the title either. All right, you guys. So remember, day 2 is going to be you guys taking the quiz on this. So you're going to listen to this story again tomorrow, and you're going to take the quiz after, okay? But today I want you to go and do those assignments, all right? I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.